thick, so I put it on display.
What is wrong? Cause I make a joke, everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people and my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. I'ma get it by myself, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got heroes. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew. So I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view. Hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me. Baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. Okay. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Okay. Death comes in threes. Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. Ay. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Yeah. Okay.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Set, ready. 10 Tucson. Here we go. Exit. 58, Mike, 58. Go.
A first carry for Kenyon Drake, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Watch twist. Watch out. Ready.
To throw on second down. Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Quick dash. Go. Chip. Leo. Safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Operating from the gun. Love. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Taken in at the 22.
Get ready.
At their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now Hunt. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
3rd and 1, who you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a 1st down.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Wide, get wide. Squeeze, get in there. Ready, go.
On 2nd down, it's Drake, and he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Set, 60, orange. 58, right there. I'm here all day. Tighten up. Check. See it. On. 36.
On 3rd and short, Drake. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
No. Watch the twist. Jack. Lock it. 3.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's go, one more. Shit. Watch the run. Mike 13. He's coming. Check it.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That one is caught by Hunt. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Jeffrey Simmons coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. And a completion to Wilson. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the post.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It's now 3rd down.
Check 24. Smoke. The Mike. 58's the Mike. You're trapped. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. You ain't going nowhere. Let happen.
On 3rd down, Love. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And he slides to avoid the hit. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Switch. Hey, switch gears. Dog.
On 1st down, Drake. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
No. Delta.
Looking to throw. Love. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 16.
You can't stop me. 58.
2nd quarter. 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
58, boy, 58, Mike. Get him. 58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. We want it. Come to Mike.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Love. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
Set, ready. Pittsburgh. He's coming. Check in. Let's get the ball. Kill.
And now a carry here for their fullback. And gets by him, and now a little daylight. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle 1st down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
66, bullet, high. He's coming. Let's go, defense.
On the run, this is Hunt. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Check 52.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
That's it, baby.
Vikings 24-yard line.
13. Coming. Mike 13. He's coming. Check in. 25.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 12-yard line. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. They'll run it here with Hunt. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Pass it. Heavy. Mike 13. Check tight. Check 43. Kill.
2nd and 9 now. Keeps himself upright. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4. I'm coming.
Set go.
I'm coming.
Go.
54, right there.
They'll set up a throw. And an alley to Runn. And avoids the contact by sliding. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. We haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Back to throw. Love going up top. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Extra point from McManus is good, and that will give him the lead here as we get on towards halftime.
Eagles 6. Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now it's Hunt. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it.
Back to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
Check 26, check 26.
They'll start the drive with Drake. Zone touchdown, Minnesota. Kenyon Drake, 78 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
You break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Here's 2nd and 8. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes his quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. They're going to try and throw. And this is caught. He hits more. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th.
He's coming. Check in. Here we go. Mike 13.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Jeffrey Simmons picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Jim. Hey, watch it.
They'll drop the throw. Steps away to his left. And he's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Let's go now. Look the elbow. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Switch. Switch. Check your hot read. Shoot. Watch the shoot.
This is Hunt. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll run. This is Hunt. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Normally when you see a short gain in the middle of a 3-4 defense, go ahead and pat the nose tackle on the back because he's holding things up and taking on extra blockers, which allows one of the inside linebackers to roam free and make the tackle.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
13, Mike 13. I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense. Go. Here we go. Check him motion. Check the call. Check the call. Mike 13. Mike 13. He's coming. He's coming. Good. They're going to need some therapy after this. Mike 13. Mike 13.
He'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20, 10, and he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Making back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Watch out. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. That's it.
2nd and 6. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, there defensively to make the play.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
They'll look to throw here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 38. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Running, it's Drake. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Mike, 58, right there.
At the Eagles' 37-yard line.
Slam. Box trap. 58, boys, 58. 58 is Mike. Come on, baby, come on, let's go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Love. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off near the 29. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. And it's good, so that will get them back within 1 score. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the headlinesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. The Vikings on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
He's coming. We got double up. Check. Lucky. Check. Check 9. Check. Fresno. Bravo.
From the gun, Love. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
13. He's coming.
On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. 2nd and 15. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going. They'll set up to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Jeffrey Simmons in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Mike 50, huh? Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on. Hey, 50. 50's a Mike. 50's a Mike. Yeah. That's the way.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this two-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. They'll run with Drake. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check safety.
Right back to Drake. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Looking to throw. Love. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And what with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Right. He's tight right here. Tight on the right. You want this? Watch 98. Watch 98. 98 for Mike. I don't think you got it, son.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 56 yards.
And an Eagle first down.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
3 out. Mike 13. Mike 13. He's coming. Check in. And watch your leg.
They'll look to throw. Looking for the end zone. And this is caught. He's got it for a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, it's all going to come down to a 2-point conversion. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Listen to this crowd now. Their guys need a stop on this 2-point conversion. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Now a first throw here in overtime. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Going for the deep ball. Oh, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And this one will be brought back to the 22. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now on first down, Drake again. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And an alley to run. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game, and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
At the 9-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Drake. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Minnesota, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Couple zeros like I'm sending yell nets. Every flow is unmatched and I better get set in. Finish them. Mess around with me and I diminish them all. Even if I ever did the minimum all. In the end result, I'm better killing them all. Rogue One, but I got a team with me. Batman when I got a team with me. I get mean, I get green. Show the whole game what's never been seen. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank.
Designer sneakers hurt my feet now. Every beat is getting beat down. Couldn't eat, well watch I eat now. Like how you getting paid to freestyle? Different cities every week now. Every woman is a now. What state prop you looking bleak now? I was home to sleep designer sheets now. 30 different missions. When I speak they listen. Couldn't find the social fishing. Who the crew, it wasn't you. I know it's true cause you look like the opposition. Run it up. Greatest ever sums it up. I ain't have a lot when I was coming up. Kinda made my stomach turn when I brung it up. Wait.
Cook it up, gourmet.